Now, one of the first things you're probably going to want to change about your website is this holding page. So you're probably going to want to put your own logo on there, your own wording to say our website is coming soon. Perhaps you want to put a countdown to when you think it's going to be live. Perhaps you want to take the countdown off. Perhaps you want to put some background images on here. All of that you can configure very easily, and I'm going to show you how to do that in this tutorial. So first of all, you need to log into the back end of your website. Okay, so we're now in the back end of our website, and from this section on the left hand side we're going to scroll down to a section that says WebRT Coming Soon Pro. We're going to click on that, and this is a tool that allows us to configure that landing page or that holding page. Now it may be that you want to switch it off. Perhaps you don't want to have a holding page, perhaps you just want to switch it off so that people can see your website as you're building it. If you want to do that, all you need to do is simply click Disabled to disable this tool and save your change. Now once you've saved that, next time you log out, you will see that your landing page will have disappeared. So let's just do that just to show you how that looks. If we now go back to our home page, instead of seeing the landing page, we go straight to our website itself, which is fine if you've already got your website in a sort of finished form. So when you sort of finished your website, you probably want to switch off at that point. But until then, you may still want to keep that holding page up just to hide your website as you're building it, so it's kind of hidden from your visitors. So let's see what other options we have available to customize that holding page. So assuming we want to keep the holding page, let's enable that and save that change. Now you'll see on the left hand side here we've got various different settings we can change relating to our holding page. There's a whole raft of changes you can make. We can also do a live preview, so as and when we're making any changes we can save that, and instead of having to log out and see how it looks, we can just do a live preview, which saves a bit of time. So let's take a look at some of the basic settings we can configure as part of this holding page. So we look at page settings first. This allows you to upload a logo and add a headline and a description. So let's just upload a logo first. Now I'm just going to search for the Selfie Websites logo. Here we go, let's just drop that one in. And once you've selected your logo, if you scroll down, there's a whole range of different settings down here. You can ignore all of that. Just make sure your size is set to full size and choose Insert into Post. If you click that, nothing will happen. But what it has done is it's put the link to your image file in here. So if we now save that change, and if we do a preview, so I'm just going to right click and choose Open in a new tab. This is how our holding page looks now. So it looks a little bit messy because we've still got a background image with the original logo on, and we've still got a few. We've got a countdown here, so we can still change any of that we want to change. So let's just go back to where we were before. Now here we can have a headline, so we can change what we want to say as part of the holding page. So we can just say simply "Coming Soon." And then we can add a description if that's what you want to do also. Don't forget to save your change as you're making any changes. Now one of the things we wanted to change was that background image, because if you remember we had two logos. We had the logo we've just uploaded, and we also had the background image which contained the logo. So to change the background image we can simply go to the design section. That allows us to change things like the background, the text colour. So currently it's set to a predefined background image, so let's just change that to something different. So let's change it to a static background colour. That means it will just be a solid colour. So now we can select a colour. So if we leave it white for now, just to see what effect that has. You can also choose a background effect. If you choose noise, that will just give it a grainy effect, which may or may not appear on white. Let's save that change and let's just preview that to see how that looks. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a white background with this noise effect added to it, which looks a bit messy, so we can take that off. If we go back, let's change that background effect to none. Let's save that change and let's do a live preview. And there we go, we just got a solid white background with the logo in the middle and then the heading we added, coming soon, and here's our countdown. So that's one way we can add a background image to our holding page, but let's see what else we've got available. So we've seen how we can add a simple logo to our background and just add a solid background colour, but we can also add some background images. So again, within design and within background, instead of background colour, let's choose a static background image, and from the background image section we're going to upload an image. So you need to click upload, and we're going to upload it from our computer. So we're going to select a file from our computer, and here's just a selection of backgrounds I've got. So I'm gonna use this red lavish design as the background for mine. So just going to select that one and wait for it to upload. And again, once it's uploaded, just scroll down, just check it's set to full size, and click insert into post. We're now going to save that change, and if we scroll down, just preview that just to see how that looks. As you can see, that's added a really nice background effect on behind our logo. So that's one way we can add a different variation of a background, but we can also change the background so it slides through a whole range of different images. So let's take a look at how to do that. So this time, rather than just having a single background image, let's have a couple of different background images that slide through kind of like a gallery style format. So this time, instead of static background image, we're going to choose a background slideshow. Now you can specify how many slides you want, so we're going to have 3, but obviously you can change that depending how many you'd like. And then here we have the options to add those images here. So the first image we're going to have, let's click upload, and we're going to choose upload a file from our computer, and this time we'll have this green sort of tunnel effect. Again, wait for it to upload. Once it's finished uploading, we can scroll down, again check it's set to full size, insert into post, and that's our first image done. So let's do the next one, upload, select file, and I'm going to choose this image of an aquarium this time, so let's double click that. Okay, so now that one's uploaded, we can again scroll down, let's insert into post, and that's our second image done. So let's now do our third and last image, and this time I'm going to choose this nice purple flowery effect. Let's scroll down, let's insert that one into post. And let's save the change. And we can now preview that, and let's see how that looks. So there's the green tunnel effect, and then it's transitioned across to the aquarium, and then it's transitioned across to the sort of purple flowery effect. So that's how you can add different backgrounds to your landing page. So now we've had a look at backgrounds, let's have a bit more of a look at how we can customize things like the color and the font style used here, and how we can customize things like a countdown, or take it off completely if you don't want it. So let's first take a look at how to change the countdown bar on your landing page. So back within the settings, we're going to choose countdown settings this time from the general settings section, and that allows you to enable or disable a countdown. So we're going to click on that button there to enable it. We've got various different options we can choose from, 2 different styles. You can specify an end date, so if you know your website is going to be finished, or you plan to have it finished, let's say the 1st of May 2015, And if you want to be that precise in terms of as of 9 o'clock on the 1st of May, this website will be live. You can add a time as well. You can set it to auto launch. What that means is when 9 o'clock comes round on the 1st of May 2015, the landing page will automatically disappear, so it'll automatically launch itself. So you can do that if you want to. And then you can specify exactly the wording used on your countdown. So let's save that change and see what effect that's made. Let's do a live preview. We scroll down here. We can see this is how many days are left until the 1st of May 2015. Okay, so the next thing is how we format this. So perhaps you don't want this in a grey colour, perhaps you want it to be a blue or a red colour. How do you change that? Okay, so let's just go back into our settings panel. And this time we're going to choose design. So click on design again. And we're just going to choose text and colour. And this is where we can change the text and the colour for those settings. So you've got your headline font colour. We can change that by simply clicking here to change the headline font. We can change the description. So where we could add a description earlier, you can change the font colour for that. Now here's a button and countdown bar colour, so we can change the colour of that from a grey. Let's change it to a red, make it really stand out. Okay. And then you can change the font size for your headline. So this is your headline font colour, and this is your headline font size. You can change that by clicking and dragging to define how big you want it. So let's make it 40 pixels. That's going to be quite big. And the description font, you can change that in the same way. And you can change the font style. So if you want to change the font itself, you've got a range of different fonts for here. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word, a lot of these fonts will be familiar to you, things like Arial, Tahoma, Times New Roman. So you can change your font depending on what you like. So let's just save that change. And let's see what our red buttons now look like. So here we go. So we've increased the size of the headline and increased the size of the description slightly, and we've now got these red buttons. Now we've also got under here, if you've noticed, is a progress bar. Now this is effectively doing a similar thing. Is it saying basically how far away you are from completing your website? Now you're probably not going to want to have both a countdown and a progress bar. I mean, you can if you want to, but you're probably going to want to have one or the other. So how do we change the settings for this progress bar? Okay, so let's go back in. So we've had a look at the settings for the countdown. So let's just disable the countdown. And now let's look at the progress bar settings. So the progress bar is currently enabled, and again you can specify an end date. So let's change that to 1st of May. You can overwrite the end date with an actual percentage. So if you know you're about 75% complete, you can just simply type in 75. And then you can choose like an effect for your progress bar. So do you want it to be animated, which is where it's kind of flashing slightly, or do you want it to be simply striped, or just a basic style? So let's keep it animated and let's save that change. And again, let's just do a live preview and see how that looks. So oh, hang on a second, we've still got our buttons showing. So let's just go back in. I must have changed that without saving it, so let's just go back in to the countdown settings. Countdown is off, let's just save that. So progress bar is on, let's save that, and let's just click live preview. There we go, now our buttons have disappeared. So we've now changed the design of our landing page. We've got our logo, we've got a really nice background for it. It's looking fantastic. However, it doesn't really do anything apart from tell people we're building a website. What you want to do is start collecting contact information for anyone who happens to come across your website. So you may be building your website for the next couple of weeks, but those people that come and visit your website in the meantime, you want to capture their details. You want them to be added to your email list, or you want them to start following you on Facebook. And we can do all of that by adding a few extra buttons on this landing page. So first of all, let's add some contact information. So let's click on the contact info, and this is where we can add contact information. So we'll put our address here. So 100 Test Street, contact number, so add in your telephone number there, and add in your email address here. And you can set the text color for this as well, so if we keep it as a blue color, but if you click on it you can choose from a whole palette, so you can choose any color that you want. So let's keep it as a sort of blue color, and let's save that change, and we'll do a live preview again. Okay, and if you see at the bottom of our landing page here, we've got the address, our phone number, and our email address, so people can contact us. Okay, so that's great. We've got some contact details, but now let's put some links to our Facebook or our Twitter accounts. So we don't want to let your visitors disappear off your website without following you on Facebook or Twitter or whichever other social media platform you've got. We want to start getting them to follow you. So let's make the best of this opportunity by adding some social media icons to your landing page as well. So to do that, again, within the editor screen, go to social profiles, and here we've got the option to choose what size of media icon we want. So let's choose a large, let's make it really stand out. And you've got a whole range of different social media profiles depending on which account you've got. So for now I'm just going to add a Twitter and a Facebook link in here. I'm just going to write Twitter, but you'll need to write your full URL for your Facebook account or your Twitter account, and you'll be able to find out from your Facebook account settings or your Twitter account settings. Once you've added that in, simply save that change, and again let's do a live preview. And here on the bottom we can see we've now got a Twitter button and a Facebook button, and when someone clicks on that they're going to go straight through to your Twitter account or your Facebook account. So adding social media icons is one way to encourage your visitors to engage with you before you make your website live. Another great way is to capture their email addresses. So if you are building an email list, or you've got an email newsletter that you send out on a regular basis, this is a great way of just getting any visitors to your website to subscribe before your website goes live. So to do that, we're going to go down to the section that says notification settings. And from here we can choose how we want to create a sign-up form. So if you have a MailChimp account or an Aweber account, which are online tools to create email marketing, you can link that here. We're just going to simply create one via the database. Now a database means it's going to basically create through our website here. We want to display the name field, yep. And we want to enable new subscriber notifications, which means when someone subscribes, I'm going to get notified, or in your case you're going to get notified to let you know that someone has subscribed to your email newsletter. We're going to save that change, and if we now do a live preview, we've now got an email capture form here. So someone would add their first name, so Matt, and their last name, Greaves, and then their email address, info@selfiewebsites.co.uk, and then click notify me, and we can customize all of this through the settings panel. Once I click that, there'll be a message that says thanks for subscribing. Now what you can do to access that information is, if we go back to the settings panel, we'll notice on the left hand side here, under the settings itself, there's a subscriber list. If you click on that, that will give you a list of everyone who has subscribed to your email, or who subscribed through your email form on your website landing page. So here's one I just added just a moment ago. So that's another great way that you can engage with your customers before your website goes live. So I mentioned just a moment ago that you can change the wording that you see on that email subscription form. So you might want to know how to do that. So to do that, we're going to go to language strings. And here we can change the text that you see on the subscribe button. So it currently says notify me. So if you remember, if we go back to the page, that's this button here, it says notify me. We can change that wording to anything you want. So we can change it to say subscribe. The subscribe field currently says enter your email. So let's have a look at that. So here we go, enter your email. That's where we're going to put the email address. So that probably makes sense to leave that as it is. And a first name currently says first name, which again probably makes sense to leave that as it is, but you can overtype any of this if you want to. And then the success is what people see when they've hit the subscribe button. So when they hit subscribe, it currently says thank you for subscribing, and you can change that to anything you like. So thanks for subscribing. We'll let you know once our website goes live. The website is also clever enough to know that if someone's typed in an email address that is already on your subscriber list, you can add a message to say you're already subscribed or words to that effect. And if they enter an invalid email, so it's if they don't enter a proper email address, you can also add some wording in there. Perhaps we'll spell out right. So please enter valid email. Don't forget to save your changes. And if we then preview that, see it's now changed to a subscribe button. And if we now enter our first name and our last name, and we'll enter email address again, we enter the same one, it should now come up with a message to say you already subscribed. So let's change that to a different email address. And this time it says thanks for subscribing, we'll let you know once our website goes live. So that's how you can edit your email subscription form. So that's all I really wanted to show you as part of this plugin. Hopefully that gives you enough to get you started and start playing about with this plugin to customize it as you want to. There are a few more settings we haven't touched on, which feel free to go in and have a little play, see what changes they make. So a template section, for example, allows you to change the basic layout of your landing page. So there's 4 different templates you can choose from. There's some other options in terms of design, but we didn't touch on, that you can go in and change the design aspects. But hopefully that gives you a good grounding to create your landing page exactly how you'd like it. And don't forget that when you've finished your website and it's ready to go, don't forget to switch your landing page off. So to do that, we went back into the general settings, status, and you can disable that. Save that change, and then that will be disabled.